One man, 100 guests, 1,000 drinks. Drinking with Jason.
All right, finally, welcome to Drinking with Jason, episode number 9, featuring horror author. You know, it just fucking figures after 3 weeks of not doing this, I'm all tongue-tied.
I'm an author. I love that.
Yes. Horror author Bobby Adair. What's going on, Bobby?
Just hanging out with my homies.
So before I get into who Bobby is and everything, I need to explain what the hell's been happening the last 3 weeks. I had a last-minute cancellation by Bobby Adair, but it wasn't his fault. His van broke down in the midst
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. So as shitty as that was, I was sitting here at my computer and I was thinking, well, I'm not in Texas, stuck in a van with all my shit in the back.
It's not like a creeper van. It's a moving van.
Oh, it's not the one that says free candy on the side?
No, it's not that one. I hardly ever take that one out.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
Ever since the injunction,
Yeah, since it was impounded, you don't use it all that much. Then last week, Bobby and I were on, and what do you know? Google Hangouts decided to eat about half of the podcast, so it's completely ruined. And he's been gracious enough to re-record this. So if we sound like we know what we're about to say, it's because we've already done this. So hopefully this one isn't too shitty. And last week I had another cancellation, so 1 month later, back on the air. So let's just jump into it. Bobby really pisses me off because he has a zombie series, the Slow Burn series, which kicks the absolute shit out of mine. So I figured, why not? So I figured, why not get him on here where I can shit on him and enjoy it. So good luck.
Why I'm wearing the hat.
So good luck with the next hour. So right before we started, you were just showing me that you had downloaded Ash.
Yes, and I'll prove it to your listener. Okay, Jason's listener. There it is. Oh, there. Get rid of the glare. Check it out. I was even reading it, and I like it so far.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah, you can send the check to my address that we talked about.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I was I was kind of talking to Piper Brooke about this morning, actually, about kind of how I haven't been reading a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like every book I pick up kind of sucks, or maybe it's just that I write all the time now. So my God, I hate to say my standards are high because I read all my shit, but
Wow.
But well, you know how you read your books over and over and over again to the point where you're just like fucking sick of them. But looking for typos and whatever. But yeah, I just I haven't been reading a lot over the last 3 or 4 months, and it just it seems like every book I pick up just it sucks, or it gets to the point where it fucking irritates the hell out of me. And I even and not to diss like what's that? I don't know, what's that fucking movie now? They made a movie out of it with Ben Affleck, The Gone Girl or Gone Girl or something.
Gone Girl.
So
yeah.
I picked up that book. And I thought, oh, it's sold like a zillion copies.
One of my awards.
Yeah, so it's got to be good. So I started reading it, and I thought, oh, wow, this is actually, it's very well written. It's like every sentence was like the most clever way you could write that sentence ever, which frankly, after a while, kind of just started wearing me down. I was like, look, I know you can write. Make something fucking happen. I'm like, I've been reading 2 or 3 hours into this book. I want something to happen. Well, and some things did happen, but it's like, oh, fucking come on. I need it to move along, So,
sure. I think your microphone is hitting the zipper on your.
Oh, dude, sorry about that.
It's all right. Just fuck up my show. Doesn't matter.
Not a problem.
No, I had another friend. I haven't tried reading Gone Girl yet, but she had said that she just didn't like the voice it was written in. So I don't know. I haven't gotten to it yet, but yeah, that's actually a problem I have with reading books now. I don't want to say I'm more particular, but I guess I am. Certain voices, they just don't appeal to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think kind of being immersed in the craft of it, you kind of just I don't know, maybe you just get you get picky, or you get really picky about what you like, because I think the things you don't really like they're kind of glaringly obvious to you.
Sure. So kiss our ass, Gone Girl, piece of shit.
Yeah.
So we should say Piper Brooke is a co-author of yours.
He is.
in-
Yes.
Was it The Last Survivors?
That's the one. Last Survivors.
It's one so much better. Last time I didn't know shit about what Bobby
Yeah,
did.
right.
How did you get into writing with him? By the way?
Oh God, he's a whiny bitch.
Yeah, I bet. With a name like Piper Brooke.
Yeah, he just called and was like, "Please write a book with me, Bobby, please."
So it's a charity case.
Yeah, and his mom called me, and his sister called me. You know how it goes. But I write books I lie for a living, I guess. But I guess he emailed me about it and said, "Hey, let's do something." And I kind of misunderstood what he was looking to do, and it just kind of comes out later on, because I'm like, "Oh, sure, let's write something. Let's do this whole post-apocalyptic series and blah 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 blah." And he's like, "I was really kind of looking for a short story." So
Wow.
yeah, right.
Maybe should have talked about that.
So yeah, it kind of turned into this thing. But the thing is, we were both working on other projects at the time, and we started. He emailed me a couple times, or I guess we emailed back and forth. I guess we got on the phone once and started talking and started kicking around these ideas, and we both kind of got excited about the idea and just started writing. And it worked pretty well. I think I would like to say it worked fantastically, but I mean, in a lot of ways it did. It was a really fun thing to do. But we wound up producing something that was kind of, I think, more appealing to kind of a sci-fi fantasy crowd and not necessarily a zombie crowd. We both have a fairly successful zombie series, and I think not all of them appreciated it. So, and I think our first two reviews were like 1 star or something like, and it's like really rude shit. They're blaming everything on Piper Brooke too. They're like, what the fuck is up with Piper Brooke? He ruined Bobby Adair's writing, or something like that. So he really got kind of bent out of shape initially, which was total bullshit, because it wasn't his fault at all, So, but I mean, the thing is that the book does well. It's it's got like 150 reviews at 4.5 stars, I think. So it's like, it does all right.
Yeah, I remember seeing when it came out, and you had God knows how many reviews in like 2 weeks, and I was just sitting here shaking my fist at the screen, like, how the fuck is he doing this? It drives me crazy.
I told you I have lots and lots of brothers and sisters, and I make them all review my books.
It works, man. I don't know what review farms you're paying to get this shit, but if you could send me the website address, I would.
Chinese reviewfarm.com.
Oh, okay. Is Piper Brooke the one? Didn't he have the Contamination series?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Okay. Audible is constantly trying to get me to buy those audiobooks. I should just do it so they stop hounding me.
Yeah, no shit. His audiobooks actually done fairly well, and which kind of pisses me off, because I'm like, I can't sell audiobooks for shit. So.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that on the Writers Circle, weren't we? You were couldn't get any.
I whined and bitched about that for months.
I forgot about that. We need to cross wires here, because you're crushing me in ebook, but I'm doing pretty good in audio.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I think like one of your books, I think Devoured, is that it? Is like has more reviews like all my books put together, and I'm like, damn. What the fuck? What do I got to do?
It's mostly that narrator. He has like a huge fan base, so
okay.
He brings in a lot. I had to bribe him to get him to.
He's got a good voice. Yeah. So
he really does. He's fantastic. So he has like the definitive readings of H.P. Lovecraft, which is how I found him. Yeah, they're pretty intense. So he's the one who's actually reading Ash right now, and taking his sweet goddamn time to do it, as he always does. The freaking guy. I had him on the podcast. He was my second guest. He's a hilarious dude.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. And then what was the other place? I'm doing well, and I still cannot figure out why. Google Play, for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my zombie type series just does really well over there. I think it has 200 or 300 reviews on the first book now.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm not doing well over there either. So, but Piper Brooke says, he goes, dude, you need some keywords in your description. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that. But he told me that like 2 months ago, but I'm like, I don't know. So busy doing other things, I don't really get around to it. So.
Which, oh shit, you know what? I haven't done this show in so goddamn long. I forgot to talk about what we're drinking today, since it's drinking with Jason.
There it is, Bobby and his Coca-Cola in a bottle. Oh, with this little Mexican label right there.
I do not have whiskey in this, unlike the last one we recorded. So
no shit, straight up, huh?
Believe it or not, I do not drink on Tuesdays. I am a loser, I guess, like that.
Is that like a rule?
It is if I want to get anything done during the week.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I had a boss once, and his name was Harsh. He was from India, and we went down to lunch one day. Yeah, exactly, Harsh. And you're like, really?
Okay.
Anyway, but so we're waiting in line, and he's like, fills his plate up with veggies, and I'm like, what? I thought, I saw you eat a steak before. I didn't know you turned vegetarian. And he said, I'm a monkey god vegetarian.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I said, a monkey god vegetarian? What the fuck is that? And it's apparently it's kind of like Lent. He was doing something to worship the monkey god and eating vegetables for a day or a week or whatever the hell it was. Swear to God.
The monkey god.
Oh yeah.
Harsh, the monkey god worshiper. What the hell job were you doing? This guy was your
I was writing software.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
He was from India. So, and they have a whole different, pantheon of gods over there. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that just like you go, wait, what?
Harsh. Was he harsh?
No, mostly he's pretty cool. His name was Harsh Zadoo.
Harsh Zadoo. All right.
Yeah, so kind of a cool name, I guess. I don't know.
Out there eating his vegetables.
Yeah.
The monkey god. I should also add here, if it feels like we're skipping around the whole ton, that's because we've discussed a whole bunch of this shit. So we'll, like what might have been in depth the last time might be like a minute, and then we'll just go to the next subject. So good luck listening to this. I did want to ask too about your job, because you had told me somewhat about it, but I don't think we went too in depth about when you quit like a year ago or something like that.
Not quite, but yeah.
Which I should also add is the holy grail for writers. It's
that's true. Yeah, you're
very few
right
people are able to quit their jobs to write full time. Very few.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I don't know. What do you even say about that? I was really on the fence about it for a long time, and I talked about it on I think I did Simon's show last year, and I whined and cried to him about it a little bit, and talked about it on the forums somewhat, and it kind of came down to, when do you feel like you're making enough money writing to quit? Because and it got to the point where I actually had more money coming in than I was making from my regular job. But of course, you have your expenses like your audio narrators and shit like that. But and then I think the thing is, like, when do you feel like you can take the chance and just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go," So yeah, that was it was really, for me, it was a real gamble, because I didn't like the insecurity of it.
Sure.
But having said that, it was the right move by far. So like basically I quit on, I'm going to say probably August 1st. And then I released like, I think like 3 fucking books in 3 months. It was like crazy. Yeah. I started working just like, I was like so freaked out about it. I was like, went fucking crazy just working. I was working all the time trying to hit these deadlines. And Ebola K was, I think, the first book I rolled out. So it was like Ebola K at the end of August, maybe the beginning of September, and then Slow Burn 5, and then I think Slow Burn 5. No, Slow Burn 5 was right away. Ebola K, The Last Survivors, and then Slow Burn 6, I think, came out probably in November. So, but I don't know. I sold a zillion copies of Ebola K. It was just crazy. So it turned out to be a really good move for me. And the fact that it kind of hit Amazon right around the same time as that Ebola scare, or I guess the Ebola thing happened in Africa. And
yeah, I remember that. I was thinking, how the hell did he write an Ebola book in like 3 days? Like this Ebola shit's going nuts, and you have a book out.
Yeah, so it started out. It was because my son had gone to Africa the summer before, and he had a lot of really interesting experiences there. He was actually teaching kids, and a lot of really some really kind of fucked up shit happened. I mean, not to him, but to some of the things some of the events I guess he witnessed.
Mic is hitting again.
Oh, sorry about that,
That's
dude.
okay.
Yeah, I need a better. I have a really nice mic somewhere, but it's in a box. But I don't know what the fuck that is.
You don't need it for this piece of shit show. So you had some interesting experiences.
Yeah, so I thought I'd like to work all that shit into a book. So I started working into this book, and it turned into the Ebola book because why talk about wholesome things? Let's fuck up the world while we're at it. So.
And you just happened to release it right when the scare was happening in the United States.
Yeah, I was working on it that summer, and I guess when the scare happened, it was kind of like a coincidence. It was like, holy shit, I'm working on a book. I just quit my job. I'm working on this book, and oh, by the way, it's in the headlines. Maybe I should hurry the fuck up. So
sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it just came together. It was, in a lot of ways, it was just kind of a coincidence of luck and hard work, I guess.
God damn it. I remember seeing that thinking, how did he pull this off? And I checked it like
twice.
More than
9 pages?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was a short story at first because it just came out, and then I kept watching. The reviews were like just piling on. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, most people really liked the book. Of course, how these things go. Some people give you 1 star just for whatever the fucking reason,
Your name's Bobby.
Yeah, well, they do it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like, I'm having a bad day, you get a 1 star. There's a cliffhanger, you get a 1 star. Your name's Bobby, you get a 1 star. It's like,
sure.
Whatever. What do you do?
My favorites are the ones that are like, this has such a conservative agenda. And then the next 1 star, this has such a liberal agenda.
Oh, I know. It's like, dude, stop watching the news.
Right. Man, you guys are wound tight. Everything has an agenda for some reason.
No shit. Oh, yeah, I got some of those on that book, too. It was like, what? There's no agenda in this book. Right. Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, those are my favorites, when they just completely contradict. It's like, wow, you really, really bring your own baggage to when you read the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had 4 of the books out when you decided to kick the job to the side?
God, I guess. I'm trying to think of when 5 came out. It either came out right before I quit or right after. But it was right in there somewhere. So,
did you like your job?
No, I didn't. But
that makes it easier.
Yeah, I've been disgruntled for I guess since I got my first paper out. And the weird thing about that is, because I write software. I used to write software. And at first I loved it. I was like, dude, I can't believe they're paying me for this shit. This is fucking fantastic. Because, this is kind of like my hobby. I do this shit for free, Right. And, just being of the company. After a while, you get so hung up in the politics of this bullshit and that bullshit. And at some point, it's just kind of the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like you go into a meeting and people say, hey, can you solve world peace and do it in the web app and have it done by Friday? And you're like, what? Right. Could I have the weekend too?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. It makes it a hell of a lot easier when you hate your job.
Yeah. So, I guess at some point, and I think the truth is I never really, I think for me, working was always like, it's like, well, if you're an adult, you got to pay your own rent. You got to feed yourself. So you have to have a job. And, oh, hey,
sorry.
I've got company.
I brought him a s'more.
She brought me a s'more. Completely ignoring the fact that I'm not really a s'mores fan. That and I'm going to stick a bunch of gooey marshmallows in my mouth while I'm doing an interview.
Okay. One, now that makes me hungry because I love s'mores. And
Oh,
two,
no kidding.
I love that she brings you a snack and then you shit on the snack.
Thank you, Kat. It's so kind of you. I'm a terrible, terrible person.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yes, it's a shock that I'm still. I want to say married. We're like boyfriend girlfriend, but we've been together for like 8 years. We're just too lazy to get married. I guess I don't know.
Does that
We
make
thought
you?
about it in Colorado, and here's the weird thing, because this is gonna be fucking funny as hell. So. So we were living in Colorado, and we were down I was getting my like tags one day for my car, and like so they have this counter of driver's license things, and like right around the corner there's a lady sitting there kind of picking her nose, and her sign says marriage licenses, and we're like, oh cool, blah 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 blah, and we're like, what do we have to do? We just moved here. And she says, oh well, you can get married in a couple ways. You can basically you pay $20 and you get a marriage license. And if you want to, you can get a preacher, do it that way, or you can self-solemnize. And we're like, what? She goes, yeah, basically I give you the license, you go out in the parking lot, say, hey, you want to be married? And if you both agree, bring it back in, I sign it, and you're done. And I'm like, oh, well, that sounds easy. And she said, but it gets better. Because in Colorado, you can get married by proxy. You don't even have to be there. You can have a stand-in.
What?
So you could self-solemnize by proxy. You could have your buddy tell some chick, oh, by the way, me and Kat are married. You don't have to be there. Nothing is involved. And
wow.
It's that easy.
Are you sure you're not actually married to her?
Fuck, I might be.
If you don't have to be there.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I want to check into that.
Yeah, right. That's a good point. I never really thought about it that way.
You were like, wow, that's funny. And she was like,
Yeah, right.
And I did want to say too that when you just moved to Austin, correct?
Yeah, we'd lived in Austin before moving to Colorado, and we lived in Colorado for 3 years, and we just came back.
Okay. And that was when your moving van.
Yeah, that's when the moving van broke down in BFE. Yeah.
Did you just go into like a full rage when that happened? Because I probably would have my head would have exploded.
Yeah, no, I was kind of freaked out. Well, I don't know. It was pretty cool at first. Well, I say that, but so we're cruising down out of Denver, right, heading south. And the van keeps going slower and slower and slower, and it's like pretty soon. And that highway is like, so it's this highway that kind of runs along the front of the mountains. You got mountains up on one side, and you got the plains. I mean, literally fucking nothing all the way to like St. Louis on your left, and the speed limit is like 85, and it's kind of these rolling hills. And like anyway, so we're at some point we're going like 30 miles an hour, and people like zooming by, So it's like, I don't know, we get maybe 200 miles from Denver, and it's taken us like 5 hours to do it, so so it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're like, fuck it, let's just pull into a rest stop, and we'll call the truck people in the morning, so we sleep in the car that night, or she sleeps in the truck and I sleep in the car with the dogs, and it's fucking freezing because we're on this hill and the wind's howling and it's like 37 degrees, and we didn't sleep at all. So I mean, it seemed like we were going to sleep, but whatever. But yeah, so we called them at like 5:30 the next morning. And they're like, oh yeah, we're right on it, dude. And literally like by 6, this dude was out there testing the truck, saying, hey, it's got a bad cylinder or injector or some shit like that, and we thought, well, and overall, I'm going to rag on Penske a little bit, but Penske was a truck company, and they're pretty cool about the whole thing. But at some point, they send these dudes down with this new truck, and we got these 2 stoner guys, and they're like, they're nice guys, really nice guys. But like one of them is like, hey man, we just moved here from Houston, and could you give me a ride back to Texas? we're like, why? Frankly, if the thing is, he was a smoker, so it was like, well, you smell like smoke, and Cat's allergic, so fuck it. But the bottom line was that he'd left his driver's license in Texas, so he couldn't buy weed in Colorado.
Wow, maybe he should cut back a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, really nice guys, but it took them fucking forever to get that truck moved, all the stuff moved from one truck to the other.
I didn't know
we
you had dogs with you. That sucks.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we got a couple of. They look like black labs, but they're kind of mutts. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it was
You'd have like a newborn or something. That would.
Yeah. No shit.
Nightmare.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. At first, it was like no big deal. But by the time 7:00 that night rolled around, we were like pissed.
Sure. Yeah, I can't even imagine. My temper is shitty anyway, let alone something like that happens. So,
I've heard about your temper.
it is legendary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
More people know about my temper than my books. Last time I saw you, you had a shitload of boxes around you. You get everything unpacked?
Oh no. No, there's like, look, see, there's still shit over there. There's still pictures over there leaning on the wall.
Ah, the King Kong poster.
All the white stuff. That's my plot.
Damn.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, well, you can see there's nothing on it, right? But yeah, so it's like I got my desk set up, and I got my computer. After that, I don't really give a shit. We'll get everything unpacked at some point. The garage is like packed to the gills full of boxes, and I don't know. Cat was off doing something for a week, so that we got here like and like 2 seconds later, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go teach this glass class over at this glass studio," and it's like, so for a week she's like gone, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna write. I'm not gonna unpack this shit by myself.
Sure.
Because I'm a dick. As evidenced by the s'more.
Oh, poor cat. I believe last time you told me you were also working on the newest slow burn, which you said before there wasn't going to be one, right?
Yeah. I was going to cut it off at 6 and I kind of wrap the story up, but people dig that book. They dig the series. They keep. Oh shit! Here we go again. Damn.
It's all right.
Like glue this thing down somewhere. Put it under the edge of the computer again.
So yeah, you were just saying you got greedy and decided to make more money.
Oh, did I admit that last time? Shit.
Authors are supposed to make money. Didn't you hear that?
Oh yeah. So it sells, that series sells really well. Yeah. So basically, I got greedy and I want to make more money. Yeah, that's the bottom line. That, and we got some Cat and I. So we actually sat around and talked about the plot quite a bit for this next book. And it's like, oh, here's some great ideas for kind of a direction to take the story. That's not just kind of the same thing I guess I felt like I was going to do with it. It's just get out of bed and go, oh, there's some zombies, let's kill them. Let's go to a hamburger. Let's go back to bed. Let's kill some zombies. It's kind of like, but now the guys got something to do. That's kind of, I think, is interesting, and I don't know, I like to think original, but who the fuck knows? Whatever. I'm a writer. I think all my shit's original. So,
that's so you read a book that has the same thing, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
What's the ETA on that?
I'm gonna shoot for getting it out by the end of May.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm probably 30 or 40% of the rough draft is done. So it's come right along. So as long as we're talking about such things, The Last Survivors, me and Piper Brooke just finished up that book, and it's with the proofreaders / editors at the moment, and we may have that one out by Saturday.
That's the second in the series?
Yeah, the second in that series, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so that will be out at the end of this month. Well, I guess another week or so. All right, the end of this week. And then, yeah, this whole time thing is fucking me up. And then hopefully we'll have The Last Survivors, Slow Burn out by the end of May. So. Oh,
damn. So 2 releases in 30 days. That's going to be a good month.
And then Dusty's Diary came out at the end of February, and Ebola 2 came out at the end of... No, Ebola 2 was in February. Dusty's Diary was in March. So I have 4 books in 4 months.
Damn. You're crushing.
Workaholic motherfucker.
Wow. I actually took time off from writing for a while, so I haven't had a release in a couple months now, and it's starting to drive me crazy.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to end up burning out, so I had to slow down a little bit, and there you are, kicking the shit out of me again.
Oh, I had my little burnout phase in around between, say, Halloween and I don't know, the end of January or so. It was just like kind of, I don't know. I needed some downtime, you know?
Is it like you sit down to write and you're like,
Yeah, it seemed like that. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm just coming out of one of those now. So I'll probably release 5 more books by the end of the year and then I'll be burnt out again.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll whine to my wife for 4 months.
And you'll tell yourself as you get there, you go, okay, I need to find a better way. I'm not doing this anymore. And then you do it again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I end up getting really into a story and then I just write like an idiot for a couple weeks and then I'm exhausted.
Oh yeah.
I do it again like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So this is The Last Survivors 2. Usually I wait till the end, but if people want to follow you, where should they do that? You've got a mailing list.
BobbyAdair.com. Go there. BobbyAdair.com.
All your shit is on there.
Yeah, links to all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm going to redo the website here. When I say I'm going to redo the website, this is going to sound all fucked up, but Kat's actually going to redo my website, even though I used to write software for a living. So it's like, yeah, and that's the thing about it. See, it's like I'm really good at writing software, but as far as like designing visually interesting stuff, fucking yeah, not even close. You know, I'd do a website, it'd be like all functional and black and white and shit, and look ugly as hell, right? You know, so nobody'd ever want to go there. But
no, I hear you. I'm the same way. I used to work on computers too, and when it comes to design,
oh yeah, apparently that's a different skill set.
Yeah, totally different skill set. Yeah, you got Ash because of the cover, and the only reason you got Ash is because I didn't make the cover. I have somebody else do it. Because
I actually looked up her Facebook page today because that was like the first thing. So like it's listed in the beginning of your book, right? Because you get past the I think there's like, hi, I'm Jason. You know, here's a blurb about why you should join my mail list. You know, I'm going to give you a book for free. And oh, by the way, here's the chick who did my cover. I'm like, cool, I love the cover. I'll go take a look, see what else she's got. So,
do you hear that, Renee? I expect payment. Yeah, she does a killer job. I don't let anybody else touch my covers now. It's made a huge difference in my career, actually, having somebody who knows what the hell they're doing with covers.
Covers are fucking enormous. Yeah, they're a huge, huge deal. You know, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I actually, that cover has sold or given away so many copies of Ash, it's ridiculous. I get so many freaking reviews where people are pissed off that the book is about telepaths. I'm like, right? That's in the fucking blurb. But they don't read it. They see that cover and just, yeah.
I was like, I want the cover. I love the cover. I want to see what, you know, whatever. I love the title. I love the cover. It's great. You know, so I went into it having absolutely no idea what it's about. Of course, after the first chapter, I was like, okay, so is it a war story? And then you get into the second story, the second chapter, not to you know, put a spoiler out there, you know, but yeah, now he's a telepath and he's you know, he's having sex with that monkey and stuff. And it's like, wow, I didn't expect the monkey.
I was taking a drink. I almost snorted that. Yeah, that monkey's sexy, and I get a lot of bad reviews for that one. I don't know why.
But it's very well done. It really is. I was kind of turned on a little bit.
He really loves the monkey. I don't know.
I'll have to get a monkey in my van one day.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll help with the kids. Oh my God. I don't even really know where to go from here. I did want to bring up
story.
Oh God, monkey in a van. I'm going to write a short story about that.
Oh yeah, right.
I wanted to delve into something a little bit that shocked the hell out of me when we talked the last time. You really don't seem to enjoy zombie books, and you like fast zombies, which are like two huge negatives. You would have no idea that you have a hugely successful zombie series. Because those two things piss off zombie fans so much.
Oh, fast zombies?
Fast zombies, and I'm assuming people who don't like the Living Dead trilogy.
Yeah, well, I haven't read the Living Dead. You mean the movie?
Yeah, the movies. Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn.
Yeah, you're right. Kind of whatever. You know, I wasn't a huge fan. You know, yeah, it's I like some of the zombie books I've read. You know, and some of them are a lot of them are okay. You know,
Oh, special forces guy wades through hordes of zombies over and over and over.
Yeah, how many of those can you read before you want to just shoot yourself in the head?
Yep.
You know? And so, yeah, so it's like, yeah, whatever. I just get, I don't know, I get burned out on it. I want to see something different. You know, and frankly, that was the impetus for me writing this book, right? My first slow burn book. So me and Kat, because she hasn't left me yet about the s'more.
She's making you a different snack.
Yeah, she's making me something else now. It's like, Bobby, I found this dog shit in the backyard. I put it on a graham cracker. Yeah, so if I'm not around tomorrow, those autographed copies everybody has, they'll be worth something.
Have fun at the hospital.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so we're like driving up into the mountains, and I was reading this book, and I was complaining about it and bitching about it. Like, you know, it's like this is crap. You know, I could do better than this. And that was kind of where it came down to. I kind of came down to, I could do better than this. And she says, why don't you? And it's like, you know, so you just want to go, yeah, fuck you. Why do you want to go make me act on my words?
Right.
You know,
I gotta back up when I say.
Yeah, right. So I went home, and we got home later that day, and I sat down and I wrote out like a chapter or two, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, you know. It's like what's my idea of a zombie book, you know? What would it be like? And I just kind of sat down and wrote something out, and I really liked it. And then probably 4 or 6 weeks later, it wasn't very long. The story just really rolled out, and I published Slow Burn. So, and the rest is history.
Killing it since.
Yeah, I think I lucked into a good cover. I went to not to sound like I'm doing a plug for the self-publishing podcast, but I went to the 99 Designs thing. Like it's like 99 Designs, you know.
If I hear them do one more fucking ad read for 99 Designs.
Yeah, so I went there, got like 250 covers, and went with a guy named Alex, and been with him ever since. You know, he's been doing every cover for me. You know, and I really like the cover. Well, let me say that I like the cover, but it wasn't my first choice.
Really?
Yeah, Kat loved the cover. There was another guy named Colin Cole who works for Frog Design, used to work for Frog Design. So also a background in, you know, a lot of visual stuff. And both of them liked the cover that I went with. So I was like, whatever. You know,
right.
I don't want to argue about it. I'll go with you guys. So we went with that, and it turned out to be the right choice.
So she's good at picking covers, not good at bringing you snacks. True.
I mean, what I meant was she's good at everything. She's the perfect woman.
Wow.
It's my flaw for not appreciating the. God damn it! It's fucking sticky now. Shit. Anyway.
No, you've got some killer branding across those. Clearly, that cover works.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I love the cover now, and it totally works. Yeah, because I mean, and I think having so many people along the way say, "God, what a killer cover," you know, I kind of like, "Oh wow, thanks." I wish I could say it was all mine, you know, all my idea, but it wasn't, you know. But you know, I think the big thing is just a bit of wisdom for new authors. You know, recognize when you can't do something yourself, or recognize when you don't have the expertise. You know, and even at that, there are plenty of covers out there that look like somebody made them themselves. You know, yeah, and it's like, dude, the cover makes such a huge impact. You know, because when you're scrolling through those books, you know, there's, you know, you see a page with 30 covers on it. You know, and if yours doesn't look professional, if it doesn't stand out, nobody's even gonna get to the blurb.
Sure. Absolutely.
Or how, like me, I don't even read the blurbs.
You didn't even know the book was free.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know the book was free. I fucking love the cover. Oh, look, somebody's calling me. They need to fuck off. Oh, hey, hold on 1 second. Hey, Cat, can you get this phone?
Okay, so Bobby's doing God knows what. I guess he's answering his phone in the middle of the podcast. So I'm just gonna sit here and drink my Coke, I guess. Better if I had
this.
Is that first? What's that?
Is that a first? So we were expecting a delivery tomorrow of some furniture, and I didn't want to like fuck it up and miss the call.
Sadly, no, that is not a first.
Oh, it's like, hey, I gotta go watch the dog. I'll be back in a minute.
I don't remember what the. We were talking about Ash. I wanted to tell you because we were talking before. That book has actually been out for over a year now, and in the first year, it did almost nothing. Go ahead.
Sorry, is that because of the older cover?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
I
what it was.
saw on I already forgot her name, Renee's web on her Facebook page. I was scrolling down through all the covers, and I saw an older cover for Ash that frankly I liked.
I love that. It's right there on the wall behind me.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, with the ash and flames and them coming up around the guy.
It's kind of blurry and small, so it's hard to tell what it is. All I see is the orange. So,
well, it's a kick-ass cover, and it just didn't sell shit. I didn't want to change it, but it wasn't doing anything, and we changed it, and
yeah, bam. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy what a cover does. And I absolutely adore that old cover that she made. It just didn't.
Oh, I like it too. I love it. But I think the new one is, it's like, the new one's fucking phenomenal. It's just phenomenal.
It really is. I feel like it fits the genre better, which is a big deal. So,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
One of the biggest deals. So,
yeah,
my guy on fire doesn't work. God damn it.
My guy on fire is blowing it up.
Yeah. Man, I really do not like you sometimes. I think I'd ask you last time too if you were going to do any non-zombie or virus stuff, and you said you had some ideas that were coming up in the future, right?
Oh yeah, and we talked about something, and if you guys didn't watch the last episode, well, hey, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you for not seeing the one I never released.
Exactly. Yeah, so I've got this. Basically, it's this kind of a thriller, kind of a supernatural thriller, a little bit. And I've been working on it. It's been this back burner project of mine for like a year and a half now. I think, I don't know, it's been a while. But yeah, so I keep putting it on the back burner because I've got this other deadline I've got to hit, right? So it's like I don't have time to work on it. So I got about 45,000 words written on this book, and it's kind of on about a 90,000 word story. And I hope to get it done later this summer. So what I'm kind of thinking is doing the whole series on this one character, basically going off and getting adventures, hopefully interesting adventures, and, but I guess I have to finish it first.
Sure. So. That helps.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're going to be done with the Piper Brooke book, wow, say that fast.
Yeah, right.
And, this is supposedly the final slow burn book.
Oh,
right?
Did I ever say that? I did not say that. Absolutely did not say that. You have to remember that greed isn't something you get over. Greed is something that stays with you. I'm always going to be greedy. I'll never ever have enough money.
Flip a little bit. Time for another book. Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So yeah, once it's all spent, it's like I got to write another one. So I think the thing about the Slow Burn 7 is that it puts the story in a position that if I decide to write more slow burn books, I can. And so basically, it's these guys kind of getting them, well, hopefully in a very interesting way, getting themselves in this very fairly unique post-apocalyptic situation where they can do more things. So it's not really just because a lot of post-apocalyptic books, they all kind of go through the same sort of thing, right? It's like, oh by golly, things are weird today. Oh my gosh, somebody's trying to eat me. I think I shall shoot them or I'll run away. And I'm trying to get to Sanctuary or Happy Land or something where everything's great. And then you get there, or some of your characters die in the process, right? And and like if you look at Walking Dead, right, it's kind of basically that story over and over again. It's
sure.
Like we want to get to the prison, now we want to get to Woodbury, now we want to get to Terminus, now we want to get to Virginia. It's like, okay, where are they? But they're always looking for Sanctuary,
right?
And so at some point, for me, it's like that storyline. I'm going to say that storyline gets old. But I'll go watch every goddamn zombie movie that comes out. I'll read zombie books. But that whole kind of dystopian post-apocalyptic thing is I guess that story trope is kind of I don't know. It kind of gets boring writing it, I guess, after a while. So sure. My guys went through it once, and it's like, do I want to do it again? No, I want to give them something else to do besides, hey, where are we going to go now? Where is heaven today? you know?
Sure. No, I totally understand. I'm starting to come up with more ideas to go beyond 3 books in mine. But that's why I put an end to it. I just felt like I was going to end up repeating the same thing over and over. And I'm not interested in writing that.
Oh, right,
So,
right.
even though it seems a lot of people want to read that over and over and over, I get bored with it.
Well, right. You both have to enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Well, until the royalties get low, and then maybe I'll start.
Suddenly it's a good idea again.
Yeah. So, if you go beyond that, the nice thing is you've got such a humongous series. I mean,
The public came back. Sorry.
Anyway, all right. Kat's made a lot of appearances today.
She's, yeah, well, you know.
She want to sit in? That's fine.
She's in the other room. Next time she comes in, I'll give her a pair of headphones.
I wanted to ask too, have you ever gotten any movie bites or anything on that? I mean, moving that many books, no interest?
No, which, you know, it's like, hello, Hollywood, hello, HBO, call me.
That's shocking.
Yeah, I would have expected something, but yeah, a zillion books. I don't know, maybe the people that are doing, you know, movies nowadays they're all thinking, okay, the zombie fad maybe is reaching its end. You know, we don't want to get into another, I don't know, another zombie project, or maybe they read the book and were like, oh shit.
This hack. Now, actually, I was told the exact same thing about the zombie thing. I've had some nibbles on other projects of mine, and when they ask, what else do you have? I tell them, well, the series, the Hunger books, they move a lot of copies, and they're like, we don't want anything that's zombie-esque. That's a dying fad. I'm like, somebody needs to tell The Walking Dead that, because their ratings are going up.
Yeah, they're killing it. They're killing it. So
yeah, and they have like a new series coming out based on it or something like that.
Oh yeah, spin-off. So kind of like a Chachi and whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna milk it to death. Yeah.
Oh, of course they are. That's the way these things work, right?
Yeah, they're totally gonna ruin it.
There's the guy who's writing Slow Burn 7. Slow Burn 17.
Have you gotten any nibbles from traditional publishers?
No. But you know,
just cashing checks and doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting over here doing my little invisible thing. You know, the only thing that ever came up, I think, was the early on a company wanted to do the audio version of Slow Burn.
Mm.
You know, and I think it was the same one that does. Oh gosh, they do a bunch of things. So guys, Ed Robertson does
Sure.
Breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they were doing, because I had emailed him about it. I said, hey, you guys, you're with these guys. What do you think? And he's like, oh, I love them. They're great. You know, blah, 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 blah. You know, so, you know, I don't know. So they talked to me. I wasn't really happy with the deal they're presenting. You know, I think had I known a little more about how that market works, I probably would have been like, oh yeah, sign me the fuck up, you know? Excuse me. So, but anyway, out of that came me doing it on my own. So I just went out and hired some guy to do my audio narrator, and just ran with it on my own. So
Sure.
And did okay. You know, I sell books. Not as many as I want, you know. But I don't know.
Audiobooks are a tough thing. There's not really a lot of places to advertise them. You just kind of have to hope they take off.
Yeah. And the interesting thing, like when I had the conversation with this guy early on, he goes like, here's the deal. He's like, if you put your book with us, I guarantee you that in the first 30 to 60 days, we'll sell 1,000 units. And I'm like,
damn.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh wow, that sounds like a good number. But if you'll guarantee me that means I know I can do it on my own. It turns out that I couldn't.
Yeah, it's a bitch.
Yeah, so I think on that first book, you know, it's been out for, gosh, I think about a year. It'll be like a year this month, I think, or a year last month. And I think I just got to like I'm going to say probably 800 units on it, on the first book.
Okay.
It's kind of like, holy shit. You know, so in retrospect, I probably should have gone with the audio publisher. If nothing else, than for me to kind of learn the business and kind of develop a following before I try to take off on my own. But at the time I was thinking, I was pretty jazzed up on like, hey dude, I'm doing really well in the ebook market. What the fuck do I need the audio guy for? I'll just,
right.
It'll be easy. It'll be easy.
It is really a weird thing. I don't even understand most of it. So I found a narrator that I sell a lot of copies with. I'm like, you're doing all my books.
Oh yeah, no shit. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I went with a guy who wasn't even doing audiobooks. I found him on Odesk because that's how little I knew about the market, the whole process. So I just found some guy on Odesk, hired him up, and I think he does a decent job with it. But he's been very professional. He's been really good to work with. But I think it would have been better to, well, as you said, go with somebody who at least has a bit of a following already, so that my book can kind of take advantage of that to get a little traction in the audio market.
Sure. That's a whole nother hard thing to do. That, or they want like $400 an hour, which if that sounds like an exaggeration, it's not. People actually want 400. That was more for the listeners here.
Right.
Yeah, that's not an exaggeration.
But that's per finished hour, at least. It's not like you're paying them by the hour to work on it. That's per finished hour. So for you nice folks out there who are thinking going nuts about this, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but for an author to pay $4,000 for a book is a huge risk.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's and even on the Writer Circle forum, we were talking about this when I was going on and on and on about it. I think it took me. So basically, I was putting money into books all last year, and I think last year I was out of pocket for, I'm going to say, probably 5 or 6 books last calendar year, and I think I came close to breaking even by the end of the year. So it's like I was out, a lot of money. Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, so it was a huge risk, a huge financial risk for me.
Sure, so. Absolutely. Have you been looking into translations or anything like that?
A little bit, but yeah, I thought about doing a German translation because I've seen some other people do German. I talked a little bit with Mark Tufo about, I guess he'd done a Spanish translation.
Yeah, which he's not happy with.
Yeah, exactly. He's not at all happy with. And I was like, and frankly, that was kind of like the last conversation I had with anybody about it. And I was like, wow, that sounds like a crappy deal. I think I'll lay off translations for a while.
Sure.
So I know that I read somewhere somebody was talking about doing, getting a foreign agent, a foreign rights agent, and publishing to certain foreign markets through that process. And I thought, oh, that's a good way. And actually I got approached by a couple of foreign agents, or I guess foreign publishing companies already. And God, did I say I was lazy? No. Yeah, I don't know. I thought, well, I need to research these guys before I commit to anything.
Sure.
And frankly, I think I got tied up with other things and never really got back with them. It's kind of like, oh, let me look into it and get back with you, and then I didn't. So I'm kind of the God, I think I'm painting myself as a real dick all around. I don't treat my wife right. I don't treat the agents right. I'm mean to my readers. I'm mean to my characters all the time. So yeah, I'm a total asshole.
So my hatred of you is justified. Excellent.
Absolutely.
All right, man. I'm not going to keep you here too much longer since this is the second go around, and you just helped me out here since I've had so many shows get canceled.
Oh, not a problem.
So bobbyadair.com. Anything else you want to plug? You got a book coming out in a week. Last Survivors 2. Go buy it. Spend all your money on it. Give it to your friends. And then Slow Burn 7 is on the way. All right. I think that's about it. I don't know what else we talked about. I can't remember. I was actually drinking a little whiskey that time. So I appreciate you coming on, Bobby, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Thanks.